week in the TechBoy podcast. We have so much to get into today. So, we released 2 articles on TheTechBoy.org, and I believe one new article on the OdysseyBoy.blogspot.com. Our most popular article was, of course, the offline AI chat in Android, and I did watch a movie about. Oh, we had a terrible week this week. I only released one actual real article. This week we did talk about how watching the news for free on a Samsung phone. So, without further ado, and I know the people from that podcast hate that saying, but whatever. Let's do this on the screen. Hope you guys can see this on the screen. How to watch the news for free on a Samsung phone, and a list of every news channel that's offered by Samsung TV Plus on a Samsung phone. And I assume this also works for TVs too. So if you use this application, you can be watching it legally and safely. And these are the applications, the news video things that they have here. So CBS News 24/7, ABC News Live first, NBC News Now, live now from Fox, not the cable version of Fox News, but just some like live stream of important things like press conferences and announcements and stuff like that. Scripps News, don't know what that is. Your local ABC and KHOU affiliate. So if you live in a different city, you probably won't get ABC 13 and KHOU 11. Fox, Webster Nation, BBC News, Sky News, CBC News, Bloomberg TV Plus, Bloomberg Originals, Yahoo Finance, Newsmax 2, which is apparently a separate streaming version of Newsmax, different than Newsmax 1, I guess, which is the cable version. Real America's Voice, Salem News Network, people behind Twitchy, Red State, stuff like that. The First, don't know what that is, The Young Turks, and The Hill. Well, it's just the same people behind the website. All right. Yeah, so people, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. There we go. All right, now you guys can see me. Yeah, we also did stuff over at theodysseyboy.blogspot.com, and let's not the Odyssey Boy. Sorry. What's the other thing? SSA LTW. And I want to show you this interesting thing. If you just type in SSA LTW into Google now, instead of seeing results for SALT, you finally get to see results for the website. So that's great. And you have our top websites. So we have, of course, SSA LTW. Then we have our special social media site, Not the Boy. So make sure you guys check that out. We have, of course, our posts on high school, which is great. SSLTW, Ava Harper finally got some of the advertising in X, YouTube, and X again. So, we did our work, and when we turn over to the second page of Google, we do some great stuff. Oh, there's a word on Scrambler. That's nice. Ooh, look, we finally found out Politics in One Nation, the United States of SSA. So make sure you guys check that out. Oh, we also have the Riz National Anthem parody. I guess I can talk about that as well once this comes up on the screen. Also, we have another video I wanted to get to today. So let's go to Michael Knowles, because Michael Knowles had, I don't know, a terrible take again. I mean, he has terrible takes. Like the woman shouldn't box take. Like what, bro? Like, get a life. Woman shouldn't box. Why is that happening? Also, the Battle of the Crop Top, the modesty debate that I so easily won over on X. I guess that's my life now. Arguing with random people. That's great. Isn't that nice? Totally fulfilled and pointed. But let's look at the SSA LTW episode first, then we'll get to his Michael Knowles video. Then we can talk about this movie called Legally Blonde's PG from 2008. Has some stuff about tech in there as well, I guess. And they also weaponized Riz against their enemies. So that's interesting. But here we have from November 15th, the State of the School special report. Speaking of SSA LTW, what's your name? Literally Ashley said that she said some stuff, and we'll investigate that. I don't know if we should, if we really should investigate that. I've thought about doing these kind of investigations for years now on. But anyway, State of the School special report. We release information, special documents. These are actual real documents, people. We just kind of redact stuff and change some of the names. You can even see some of the redacted stuff. Dang it! the redacted stuff does show up, so you can highlight. You don't have to highlight it. I have to try to fix that, but you can see the redacted stuff and the documents and stuff like. Oh, good, guys. Make sure you highlight this, and you can see everything that's coming in here. Changes coming. This is actual documents that are coming in here. That have been posted from an actual database like thing, so that's great. Really nice. All right, but let's get over to the Michael Knowles ick video. That's what we're trying to talk about. I mean, he takes the side of the girls all the time, and it's terrible. It's terrible, honestly. Like, men shouldn't have birthdays. Like, that's crazy. This is why no one dates, and this is why I said that teenage dating is a threat to national security. All right, here we go.
No.
Over to the
one of my biggest
video.
icks is when there's a social media trend among the youths that I'm not part of. I've stumbled upon the latest craze taking all over the TikToks and the interwebs, and that would be women and girls
Like, they have no vibe.
posting about their icks, the things that just disgust them, that they find repulsive and revolting about men.
Ew! Get off of me!
Apparently, that movie's from 1995.
And I am going to bring to bear not only my hip-hop, pop culture knowledge, my fluency in the language and lingo of the youths, but
He doesn't have fluency in the language and lingo of the youths, by the way.
also my many greater years of experience in the relations between men and women. I'll be bringing to bear my love guru expertise, just basically all of my skills to ascertain the
Wow, amazing. He truly is the person of all time.
legitimacy or illegitimacy of the various
Yeah. Okay,
icks.
good.
When he has a birthday.
When he has a birthday.
Yes, if he celebrates his birthday.
Like, huh? What, you want to have a birthday celebrated, woman? Okay, fine. I guess you're special, which is another thing that we need to talk about, because there's this clip of that defense secretary, like, whatever his name is, Pete Hegseth, saying that women shouldn't fight in combat roles, and I said, maybe not. But I don't care. I really don't care that much. But you know what is infuriating? You know what is totally and absolutely annoyingly infuriating? Is these people running around here on the internet? Not sure if it's real, but people on the internet running around here. Oh my goodness! I think sometimes some people put them on a pedestal way too high. They get put on a pedestal. Oh my goodness, you can't. Oh my gosh, I'm a woman, so you shouldn't take out the trash yourself or kill bugs. What is wrong with you? Look, your feet work. Okay, there's nothing that is remotely special about you that can say, oh, you can't you can't kill bugs. No, look, if it's closer to you, then you kill it yourself, you take it out yourself, you sweep it up yourself. I'm not gonna be over here running around here while you're saying, oh, women's in their birthdays, and you're over here screaming that you saw some bug. This is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. This is like top three of one of my pet peeves. First of all, thinking that you're special just because you're a woman. You are not. You're not special. All right, second of all, when these people are running around and acting all special, no, you are not. Okay, guys, I will clip this. You are not special. And that's another. All these people, oh my goodness, it's a woman, they're not special, whatever. And of course, I understand, don't hit women or whatever. But like, I guess that means you have to run. But whatever, fine, sure. Fine. We'll do that because I don't want to get in trouble or sued or whatever. Or the opera researchers from 20 years ago pull up this clip and like, oh, look what he said. Look what he said, people. Look what he said. You know, another thing that's like this? Social media. I guess we can talk about the flipping wave now. The flipping wave. Let's see if no. We want the camera because this is important. You know, the flipping wave from that movie Legally Blondes, which I will dissect, and it is absolutely atrocious. But one thing that they use is the flipping wave, which weaponizes Riz and gets people to do what they want until they come to the United States. I guess the first time they try it doesn't work. But the flipping wave, which, as an expert, we investigated Riz. You know what? I learned two things this week: that apparently non-denominational like girls are part of the Riz investigation. Thank you, literally Ashley, apparently. And second of all, the flipping wave is a thing, which it is not. I don't see how anyone flipping their hair and waving it makes it special. But like, yeah, you guys think you're special because you can flip and wave? No, you flip and wave. If someone comes up here and flip and wave to me, and they're like, oh my gosh, oh look, there's a bug. Oh, you kill it yourself. No, flip and wave. you're still gonna kill it. Look, if you have the mental capacity to flip and wave your hair, then you have the mental capacity to step on the bug and kill it. Also, let's talk about social media. Why are they trying to ban, social media in Florida? Well, you think that's gonna pass? You think that's gonna pass, people? Oh yes, we're gonna ban social media for teens in Florida. I think the privacy advocates, for once, might have actually got something right here because they try to ban like social media for teens in Florida. According to books, according to movies, one of the most photogenic places on earth. All these people running around here, taking pictures. Like, in the movie, it's always Los Angeles, New York, or Miami. They never come to Texas or Houston for some reason, but it's always Los Angeles, New York, and Miami. You think all the kids in Los Angeles, New York, and Miami are gonna be like, hey guys, we're just gonna give up our social media accounts because Hochul, Newsom, and DeSantis said so? No, they're not. Okay. Okay, maybe they'll do it in Texas too. Okay, Abbott, Hochul, Newsom, and DeSantis. Oh, good luck with that. The privacy advocates, you know what's going to happen is, that you're going to go up. You know what's going to go up? It's going to go VPN sales. Like, it's Big VPN, NordVPN, ExpressVPN, ExpressVPN is going to get so much sales. They're going to get so many sales. It's fine when you're trying to ban illicit content. Fine, that's great, right? But of course, we also have to define it because apparently some people over on X or over here yapping, trying to say that bikinis are illicit. And like I said, in the battle of the crop top, and when I defended Isabella Maria DeLuca and Courtney Neal and all these people, what, you think you're going to win that debate? No, you will not. Okay. You're not going to win. You're not going to win the debate. Nothing's ever going to get banned if you say that, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. The tech boy with this terrible trash takes. What is wrong with you people? Like, are you insane? Are you insane? Look, even Got Questions itself. Got Questions, the greatest website on the history of the internet. People of X, the greatest website on the history of the internet. It can't even say that. Got Questions isn't like, hey guys, no, let's take it out. Let's go over to Got Questions, one of the most accurate websites. Okay, people. Okay, what you think you're smarter than Got Questions? Okay, there's only like a few things that Got Questions is wrong on, which I'm right on. But for the majority of things, why on earth is this in French? Vietnamese? I don't even know what language this is. Oh my gosh. You think you can ban stuff, right? But if it's just like regular social media, you are not going to get away with that because the privacy advocates, if they try to legalize using a VPN to get to social media, the privacy advocates for once in their life are going to get something right, and I will actually stand with the EFF and Snowden. Which is that's weird because I despise the EFF and Snowden, but they will actually get something right in their life, and they'll say no, you can't legalize that. And if I was a senator or something like that, I would. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And guys, guess what? Even if the bill didn't pass, you know what I'm not going to do? You know what I'm not going to do? If the bill doesn't pass, I'm not going to take a piece of paper and then zip it up in half, take it out, trash, and start singing a song and dance like this is a Disney movie. Oh, guys, look, my bill didn't pass. So look, I have the bill, and it's ripped into shreds, and then start singing, crying and singing like a banshee. And everyone's singing, and they're trying to like what? And you're trying to say what? Oh, these people don't have culture. What? You call that culture? That's just what? What was that? You can't just get up in the middle of Parliament and start screaming and yapping and screeching and yelping and whining and all that. But I digress. Let's go back to Got Questions. We're going to go back to the Bikini Got Questions article. And let's see what they say. Right? Mr. We should ban them, and it's bad and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. Womp womp womp. This is Got Questions, and before you say, oh well, Got Questions is gay, you can't use that as an insult, just as a word, people. You cannot. You can't just go on and yap and yap and yap. It's annoying. Blah 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 blah. They're gonna give an entire article here. But if you have to ask all these questions, if you have to give all these considerations to a question, yeah, guys, people, look, if I go into gotquestions.com and said, oh, .org is stealing a sin, you know how short that article would be? Really short. Let's check it out. Like, you shall not steal. Stealing is defined as taking another person's property. And this article is only long because it goes over the all points of theft because people know that theft is a sin. Right? If you have an entire article and you can't tell me yes or no if it's wrong or not, then you shouldn't ban it. Or, okay. And for the same thing about social media, in the state of Florida, California, New York, and all these cities, right? It's not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to ban it. And even if you do, kids are gonna use VPN, and it's gonna get passed, and you're not gonna have ID laws to use social media. But that is an ick right there. So first of all, ick number one, you're not special. Oh wow, you well, see, I'm a woman, so I can flip and wave my way on out of here, and I'm not gonna have to take out the trash or kill a bug, or like if she's in front of me, wait, no, use your hands and open the door yourself. And I know Michael Knowles and all these people over there are gonna be mad at me, but I do not care. You know what? We should get into the business of not caring more often. This is ridiculous. That's ick number one. Ick number two, you can't just ban things you don't like. Okay, so first of all, Apple Vision Pro, you can't just ban that. We've been through that before. Clothing you don't like, the battle of the crop top, things you don't like. What? Oh my gosh, he runs an artificial intelligence influencer, and we don't like it. Boo-hoo, womp, cry me a river. Look, these people over on X, I'm going to take no prisoners. And you guys can call me whatever you want. Oh my goodness, he's acting like a 5-year-old. Oh wow, that got you somewhere. That will seriously get you somewhere. Saying that someone is acting like a 5-year-old. Well, look, I guess I'm the smartest 5-year-old on planet Earth. But no. Let's get back to the X and these absolutely ridiculous takes that people can just sit around and say and have without getting any pushback from people. Oh, we got to talk about Matt Walsh's absolutely terrible take too. That's probably unbiblical too. Not the raw milk one. Raw milk is probably bad. I've never had raw milk, but milk is already disgusting. So if it's raw, it's even worse. Like, spinach doesn't really taste good cooked. So raw spinach doesn't taste good at all. That's my logic there. You cannot argue with it. But let's get to ick number one, having a birthday. Having a birthday. These people, flip and wave and I can get whatever I want. But how dare you have a birthday? How dare you? They better flip and wave their way up right on out of here. Back to the clip.
If he gets cold, it's like just
Cold.
Just bring a jacket.
It's the woman, and I know that 2 minutes ago I said we're not going to criticize clothing or whatever, but says the woman who literally has a shoulderless shirt on. Of course you're going to get cold. Wimp.
A sweater. I don't know. Please don't be cold.
When he holds my hand, it's a little icky.
You don't like the
Okay,
handle?
fine. That is the one smart person in the group. Do you know how many germs you transfer when you hold hands and stuff like that? Besides, this is in 22. COVID.
Okay.
Nah, it's a bit clammy.
The first one was a little extreme. When a guy has a birthday, that's an ick. Since statistically, every single man in all of human history has had a birthday. But then she clarified, she said when a man celebrates his birthday. I agree. It's kind of weak for a guy to care a lot about his birthday.
It's kind of weak to care about the day you were born. And on the other hand, he's saying, oh yeah, guys, you guys get married and have children and have a family. It's great. Oh, but you can't have a birthday. Absolutely ridiculous. These TikTok trends and influencers.
To remember his birthday, frankly.
I like having birthdays.
I usually forget my birthday now.
What, your birthday? You are so famous that your birthday is literally on Google. Like, I know he was born. March 18th, 1990. Great month when Samsung became a company.
Because I'm an old man and I have a wife and children, so it's not about me. And then
yeah, apparently old man. He's how old? 34 years old, and he has a wife and children. It's not about him, but apparently it spills over into seed oils too, because his wife said, seed oils are bad, and then he just goes on and on about it in every podcast. What, your wife just told you something? What, does he become the arbiter and bearer of information? Again? Special snowflakes.
And then the getting cold, totally true. I never want to hear a guy say, oh, I'm a little chilly. That's weak sauce, man. Even if you're the perfect temperature and you got a woman there who is cold, because women are never satisfied with the temperature.
Oh, wait. So women can be cold, but men can't. Gotcha. I like to go to the 66, heck, 70 something. How many books in the Catholic Bible? How many? 72. I like it. Fine. You can have your extra 6 books. Like 73? 72? Wait, what? Guys, make up your mind. Is it 73 or 72? Whatever. You get your extra 7 or your extra 6 books. You can go use that. And I want to find the verse where it says that men can't be cold. And I guarantee you, you won't. Well, unless it's in the extra 7 books. I don't know. Which I haven't read. Because,
You're inside or out.
I am sweating more than I'm proud of.
Then you can offer them your jacket, totally chivalrous. And then holding hands, I agree with that too. It's got to be kind of weird. If a woman holds my hand, hopefully my wife, that's very nice. I like that. Perfectly happy to hold my wife's hand. But to reach out, for me as the man to reach out, other than in the most beautiful, wistful, rare sort of...
Oh, let's see what the arbiters of truth of what got questions have to say about hand holding. Laying of hands. Oh, here we go. They're talking about something else. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see if they say hand. Nothing. It's just the same old cop out. Next.
Sort of circumstances. I don't know. That seems kind of like effeminate behavior. So I totally agree with all of those icks.
I wonder what 412, 412 teen says about that. We can check it out. Because, guys, guess what? Got Questions is accurate. It's the best website on the internet. Yes, even better than TheTechBoy.org. Except for, like, one thing. Yes, because as my job, it's my job. I solemnly swear to tick everyone off over on X. So, of course, I, sway for crop tops, and I sway for Calvinism, and also, I guess, argue about baptism and communion and stuff like that. And like I said in stuff online, these people, absolute ridiculous special.
These are his biggest ick in the guard.
But you're short as shit if his snap score is over 1 million.
Okay, when you're short as SHID, I get that's like a very standard one for ladies, right? Ladies want tall guys, and they'll pretend that it doesn't matter, but that lady's being honest. Although, frankly, some of the...
Apparently just yelling random stuff into random street interviews that I apparently never see. I've never seen a street interview in my life. So, maybe these are staged. Maybe I live in a bubble or something. But apparently saying random stuff into a street interview can become very, very popular. You can become popular by doing that. Haley Welsh. That you named after a gummy.
Most, accomplished men in history. Vladimir Putin, Napoleon, some of these guys, they're a little on the shorter side. Anyway, regardless.
Yeah, well,
okay, that one makes...
Half of them were evil. So correlation.
Sense. Snap score. What is a snap score?
I don't know that reference.
No, I don't know.
I didn't know this reference until I saw the video.
I understood that reference.
Zoomer Jacob has just gotten into my ear and said it's just how many people you message on Snapchat, the people you're snapping. Okay, yeah, that's kind of icky.
What's your snap score?
Oh, you don't even know what. Have you even used Snapchat? Speaking of Snapchat, this will circle us back to social media thing again. Like I said, well, you think that Florida and Los Angeles and New York and all these cities are going to be able to ban social media for teens due to existential threats beyond humanity and something like that? I mean, the only social media platform that I'd be okay with banning is TikTok, except, I'm not really okay with banning it. I have an op-ed about that. Is that if you were to look at the snap map, you know where all the height populated cities would be? Be all the people out there on the beach taking pictures and sending them to their friends and DMing and stuff like that. And I have word for advice to Newsom, Holshall, and DeSantis. As someone who's been kicked off 3 times, good grief, not to be, good grief. Shame couldn't be turned to normalcy, but whatever. Not the boy will rise. Don't do it. In the words of a very famous lady, don't.
Square.
1.2 million!
Here we go again. Rules for thee and not for me. Oh, guys, look. I can have a high snap score. I can celebrate it. I can yell about it into a screen. Heck, I didn't even have to look at my phone. I memorized my snaps score. But heaven forbid that a man has a snap score. That's icky. Because I'm special.
It's different if it's a guy.
She belongs to the streets.
If he wears like actual flip flops to the beach, it's disgusting.
These people running around it with all these demands. Like what? You have a book? Look, guys, you want to go check the arbiter of truth and justice? Got questions? Do you see anything about flip flops in there? No, you don't. Though, I'm pretty sure some of the people over there in the Battle of the Crop Top would want to ban flip-flops as well. But, I won the Battle of the Crop Top. So I set the rules.
Imagine a boy putting sheets on a bed and it like falling off and they have to fix it. Ick.
Bruh. Get a life. These people apparently are able to run around to find random street interviewers and talk about people making their beds as an ick.
The littlest things give me the ick.
So true. Yeah, if a guy cares about the neatness of his bed or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right, let's get to the next girl.
By what she means by SHIT.
What?
Petite guy, a lot of don't seem unreasonable to me. And even if they're a little impolite, that they're being honest. So I take that. If a woman is not going to deceive herself and the female.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity software where you can manage everything and anything related to your.
That can't be real.
No chat.
It's got to be a staged thing. There's no way that's real. Next one.
What's your biggest ick in a guy?
Like when they. No. Okay.
Say it. Say it.
No.
Run it.
Oh yeah, and Michael Knowles is about to make this girl sound like he's the greatest philosopher since like Aristotle. Oh, we're not. No, it's because he had a stupid take, and you can come with a stupid take.
I was gonna say if they're like really nice.
Like, bro, you are screwed. You are absolutely screwed. I mean, think about this. Think about all these people. Remember this. They're like, I don't know, 20, 23. So like 5 years ago, they were in high school. Maybe if they're only 20, maybe 4 years ago. 3 years ago, maybe even 2. These girls were in high school. Imagine trying to date them in high school. Like if they have these absolutely insane takes that they're spewing on camera. They are spewing these takes on camera. And they feel comfortable saying that. Imagine trying to date them in high school and people over here claiming, oh my goodness, dating is great. It's actually one of the greatest benefits in modern American history. I mean, it's up there next to the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. No, let me. Actually, I was talking about this. Let's switch to my Reddit cesspool of idiots, except for me, of course, comments over here. I think I had a great analogy to this. This is for football, okay? Football. Over in the comments. And come on, where is it? I gotta find my comment. Well, as we're going to let's go through this absolute brain dead take. Here we go.
It's such an ick.
Be
So
assholes.
true.
So
There
true.
we go, man. Some honesty.
Some
And you see-
honesty. Yeah, maybe she's honest, but she's also an idiot. Oh wait, I guess I'm doing this right. Being mean to it. Yeah, woman, you're an idiot. Yeah, I guess he wants that because she doesn't like nice people. Good luck and God bless.
She knew.
I live in a politically correct culture, so I'm not allowed to say that.
I don't think that's politically correct. I think that's just brain cells. Brain cells.
But guys should be polite. They should be chivalrous. They should be gentlemen. Those are all good things. But that's different than being like, oh, I'm nice. I'm a nice little guy.
All right, let's go over to God questions again. Should people be nice? Why are we even having to answer these questions? Like, GQ doesn't even have something in here because that's like answering a question, is the earth flat?
Hey, I'm not like those mean guys. I'm a nice guy. No woman wants that.
I just want to be with a man.
No woman wants nice people. Breaking news. Again, the Department of Riz will investigate that. And we will throw it out because it's like testing if you know, the effects of alcohol on a parrot or something, which I think was on a list somewhere.
Man who'll ignore me and take me for granted and who's only pretending to be interested.
This is not an original observation. I saw someone else make this point the other day, too.
Well, that also that other person was stupid too. But I mean, there are lots of stupid people on the internet.
Modern culture just gets things totally flipped.
Totally flipped.
So modern culture pretends like we want women to be girl bosses, and
oh no, the horror, the absolute horror.
that we want men to be really nice, weak, beta, cuck simps, or whatever. That's not.
She just doesn't want people to be. She wants to get like stuffed into a trunk and hey, I'm kidnapping you for fun, they say.
True at all. We don't want either of those things. We want women to be womanly, and we want men to be manly. And if you don't do that, it's a big ick.
So dumb.
This song is so annoying. This song is so annoying too. Like, imagine recording someone jumping on a trampoline and then, annoying. You think you can just get away with this and post it online? But heaven forbid you take out the trash, or heaven forbid that he has a birthday, has some fun.
Is that just a man, a tall man, and a small man both jumping on trampolines? Is that an ick? What's icky about that? I don't find that icky at all.
I can't be going, Matt Walsh is going, well, people shouldn't have fun. How dare you jump? Imagine jumping at the age of 18. Whoa. You should be in the coal mines, kid.
For one of my pal's birthday, his whole family, they just wanted to go to like a circus park and just jump around on trampolines. It's weird, like I wouldn't do it, but in certain circumstances, I don't know, it's fine. It's wholesome fun.
Do you like a guy right now?
Oh dear, this woman, absolute. Apparently, she also dated a woman. I looked her up, so she's not an expert on anything. Bum.
This him in an elevator, like just climb.
Just climb. Just climb. Just climb. He says. What, you think you're better than him? But I can see you climb. Yeah.
I'm using a grocery cart. Oh, you can't carry that? You're.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Not strong enough? Okay. Him having to Google.
Like, imagine having to put up with this woman. Like, imagine trying to date her. And she's like, oh, use the grocery cart? Like, all these people. Ugh.
something, like, why don't you just know it?
And as he's saying that, she can't even green screen properly because he picked the terrible image. It's probably copyrighted. Maybe I should sue her.
Him trying to find a parking spot? Get out of your car. Him trying to get a drink at the bar, but the bartender's ignoring him, and then you have to do it. Then you feel like his mom. Grow up. Him feeling cold.
Feeling cold. Just cold. Like this poor man, he's in the stock image, he's getting ripped on for being in sub-zero weather.
Really? Him dropping something? Try holding it.
Try holding it. Try not to be annoying. Maybe that's why he left.
Him tripping over something? This one makes me sad. Those breakups are the hardest. It's like, I'm so sorry.
Like those? Like what, you multiple people? Like, it did not take me too hard to find her account, because apparently she's famous for this. If I saw her in real life, even what the slogan says, GBG O USA. God bless the white girls from the United States of America. Yeah, maybe she gets to be excluded, and come on. Ugh.
You shouldn't have tripped. Now both of us are suffering.
She's trying hard here and is intentionally being somewhat hyperbolic, which is too bad. It's like 10 to 15%, a little too much.
Not quite my tempo. It's all good. No worries.
But otherwise, pretty funny and spot on generally. Notice the second expression of
guys.
The cold ick.
Yeah, two women said something, so it's law. You know, that's how we used to do elections in this country. You find some woman from New York, from California, you find some woman from Florida. If they agree on something, boom, that's who's president.
You don't want to hear that a man is chilly. That's weird. You want a man to run hot. You want him to have Latin blood, you know? Latin blood pouring out, making olive oil on his skin. The tripping, the falling, the holding, that's funny. It's also weird because the first picture is this guy who looks like a Giga Chad from the 1950s going to work in the elevator. Said, why would you take an elevator? You could just walk. So that one aside, all the rest I kind of agree. You know, yeah, you shouldn't have to Google something. I'm with her on most of it.
You shouldn't have to Google something. You know, 5 minutes ago, you had to look up what a snap score was. So, you have no place to talk. Bum.
I just got out of a 10-year relationship, and I'm going to tell you the number
this
one...
woman said 10 years. 10 years. I'm sorry. Did you start dating when you were 7? Like, are you... She does not look 30. I'm going to say, like, what, 25? So what, were you dating when you were 15? 20... 10 years, like, look, if you're dating someone for that long, and if you're 20 or something, the years between 0 and 18 don't count. So, because, you know, unless you live in, like, North Carolina or something, you're not going to get married, which... Ugh. Just these people. Absolute no lives. None. I'm finding my comment. I gotta find it.
One ick. The ick to end all icks. Like, a man does this, he is literally dead to me.
Is the ick stringing a woman along for 10 years and not marrying her? I don't mean to be harsh on this girl, but that is insane, man.
10 years is a long time. Anyway, this is not a dating podcast, so we're going to get off of that topic. And, all right. Let's talk about what's happening in tech. And then we'll go back to, I found my comment, so that's good. And then we'll get back to what Samsung's doing. So Samsung is planning on releasing a Galaxy Slim. S25 Slim, maybe? Where's my phone still on? I don't know. Anyway, there's going to be a Galaxy S25 Slim. And it's supposed to compete with the iPhone 17 Air. I don't know what it's called, Slim. And it's going to be a S25, and it's going to be launching in January 23rd. So pretty early instead of in February like they normally like to launch. So that's going to be interesting. Let's look at the Samsung Galaxy S25 Slim. It's going to be competing with the rumored iPhone 17, which an entire year later after the iPhone 17 Air. I mean, before this iPhone 17 Air like comes out in January, probably get the pre-orders in February, and then the iPhones come out in October. So the specs, man, that is skinny. I'm scared about the battery life on this because this. I don't know why people want to have a slim phone though. Like they did that back then, like the iPhone 7, 6 series, and we all know how that went. But got questions doesn't forbid it, so I'm not forbidding it. Crop top haters. Anyway, the iPhone 17 Air will have a custom 5G modem along with the iPhone SE4. I'm excited for the SE4. I want to see what it looks like. Might become the new 10R. Like I said, one of the most important, iPhones of the century. Of like in the kid hierarchy of iPhones, which is the 6S was popular, the 10R, the 11, and the 13, 14. Anyway, and the 4 I guess was also popular back then too. So yeah. Anyway, back to iPhone 17 Slim. Right, it's going to be competing with that. It's going to have the dynamic island, the single rear camera, which is weird. Like, why would you pay for the privilege of having one camera? One camera. Indivisible. Anyway, why would you pay for the privilege of having one camera and a terrible battery? Like, oh guys, look, my phone is slim. My phone is slim. It doesn't make it better. Slim phones doesn't mean it's necessarily better. But Samsung, I don't think Samsung's going to release a phone with one camera in 2025. No. They'll get killed for that. Only Apple could try to get away with something stupid like that. Hey guys, look, my phone only has one camera. That's a feature, actually. Those zoom cameras, not good at all. All right, anyway, let's get to let's see. We want to get to MrWhoseTheBoss because he has some interesting tech in his dream gaming cinema room. All right, here we go. He's going to turn his entire house and his room into a dream cinema room. So very interesting. So let me show this on the screen.
Room into the most technologically advanced, next-level cinema and gaming room that you have probably ever seen.
And the thing about gaming is finding games on Android is hard. I actually watched a video about Microsoft Flight Simulator and how it has the most accurate map potentially in the world. It was really interesting. It also made me, appreciate, computers more because computers sometimes are getting kind of boring. Also, apparently, Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 is coming out soon, so like tomorrow or something. Anyway, computers, sometimes have gotten increasingly boring, but you can see how the simulator games, you can see what they're doing, and not boring in the sense that there's no innovation, but boring in the sense that there's no innovation on the software side. Like I can't see any new ideas for software projects or any actually current ideas for software projects that aren't connected to the internet. And even Microsoft Simulator, the flight simulator, has to stream the map from the internet because it's like 300 gigabytes of the entire Earth to something like that. And you don't want to have to download that onto your entire computer or anything of that nature. But still, I mean, there is an offline version of it as well. And if you don't want that, first you can play, I guess, the older version. 2006 or whatever. The computer and the tech and the satellites and stuff like that, it's hard to find information like how they figured out how these satellites work, like how the radio waves can get converted into images. Like I've done some work with that a little bit, my SDR, downloading, sending images via sound and then converting them back into images, right? We showed a demo of that on my phone, of course, and then of course you want a demo of the SDR can do that. They do that from the International Space Station as well. They send down a specific code and you look on the frequency, but they didn't really explain how they did it back in the 50s and the 60s. SDR, of course, didn't exist back then. How satellite imagery works. They just say, oh, well, it works. And that's one of the main problems in it. But let's get back to the video.
I'm literally about to get a call in 8 minutes. And on that call, we actually need to lock in and buy the products that we might well be using for the rest of our lives. And then we will set it up and we'll experience it together for the first time. I cannot tell you how excited I am. So when I first walked into this
room, I played a VR game, like VR like laser tag, and it put skins of everybody, and it transformed the room. It was kind of like the room of consequence. So it's nice to see real tech catching up to Odyssey tech.
Room. Here's how I thought this was going to go. I thought, oh, cool. The room already has such good noise isolation. We're going to be able to get an awesome projector for like £5,000. Speakers will probably be another 4,000, and then the blank screen maybe another 1,000. £10,000 total. And
that's still a lot of money for them. This is a lot of money.
It'd be awesome, but wow, have we seen some crazy stuff you can do to take it further. The first of which is, this is going to be a gaming room just as much as it is a cinema room. So we spent the first couple of days just deciding exactly which gaming consoles we wanted to fill it with, adding in extra TVs and finding a way to hide them in the room, and then realizing that we'd already hit our initial budget with that alone. But things only started to get really crazy when we headed to a place called Pulse Cinemas to find out what was possible with the audio and the projector parts of this dream cinema room. And it was super cool because these guys had actually built 3 different tiers of cinema, and each level introduced new layers of technology.
You should put the top tier at the bottom and the bottom tier at the top, so that you have to walk through all this magnificent stuff just to get to the bad stuff.
But even their tier 1 cinema system, which by the way started at £30,000, had some
£13,000.
Very cool things going on. Like, one problem that you need to solve if you're going for a high-end cinema is you've got a massive screen in front of you, right? But then where do the speakers go? Yeah, you can put them on the sides, but we very quickly realized that you're going to get the best sound if at least some of those speakers are directly in front of you. So learning number 1 is that you can't just stick like a whiteboard on your wall as your screen. The best screens are made of woven fabric that is acoustically transparent, so it doesn't interfere with the sound at all, so that you can put some of your speakers.
I wonder why they don't just use how they do in movie theaters, where they have speakers all around the room, from the top and stuff like that. They might have speakers behind the back. I just don't know.
Because behind it, there is a lot more that we're going to try to do.
So that's going to diffuse the sound. So it's going to reflect the sound back into the room. If you just put absorption into a room, it would sound like, I don't know if you've ever been to an anechoic chamber, but it would just sound horrible.
Oh dear. So yes, turns out you actually don't just want absorption, like we have here. If you're trying to build a perfect cinema, then you have to actually balance out audio absorption, reflection, and diffusion to make
sure how something physical can affect how something digital can be perceived.
Sure that the sound is traveling in the right way around your room. The only remaining thing to do then was to settle into these uber plush reclining chairs to actually see what this £30,000 investment results in.
$30,000, pounds. And it's only tier 1. It's someone, not a house, that's a car.
I've had a string instrument so deep.
And that's partly because this was a 7.2.4 surround sound system. You actually see these numbers thrown around quite a lot in this world. So just so you know, the first number means how many main speakers you have. The second is the number of subwoofers you have, which handle your deep bass notes. Most casual home cinemas will have 1, but these guys went for 2. And then the third number is the number of ceiling speakers, if any, just because those can add
I've been inside a home cinema before. I didn't see any. It was dark, but I didn't see any speakers on the top.
Extra dimension. So with that, I was so curious, what on earth could tier 2 do? Well, this was a £60,000 room. And as well as
£60,000. Yeah, that you can probably find a house. I don't know about the housing market. You can probably find a house too. Maybe not a house. Yeah, you can probably find a house.
The obvious projector and speaker quality upgrade, the other immediately obvious thing is you can't see any of the speakers. This room is showing how if you use
how many endorsements and sponsorships and things of that nature that he has 20 million subscribers now. He has to make a video about that. Wow.
Same acoustically transparent material as we previously had just for the screen for your walls too, you can actually create a completely next level bonkers sound setup in which you see no speakers. And that's so cool. But also, it's at this sort of what I would call...
It was that kind of setup that I was in because I didn't see any speakers, at least on the roof.
very high price tier that you start to come into another conundrum.
So most home cinemas will need some sort of power amplifier as the brains to process all the audio and video signals, to give you the ports to connect up to all your speakers, and to provide the power needed to drive them. But when you get to the high end, you start to realize that you're going to get better performance if you split this functionality into multiple boxes. So having a completely separate box.
I wonder if that's kind of like the same for like cell phones. I wonder like specialized cell phones, because we talked about how President-elect has like some type of special cell phone last week when he was running for office, because I guess Iran or something was trying to hack into it, and of course it only had like calls, text, but it was encrypted, which. But also, I wonder how do these people get each other's numbers? Like, is it some type of special database?
Box dedicated just to processing and upgrading your audio signals, and then another just for upgrading your video signals. And that's what they've introduced with this setup.
So we tested it.
Any carrier in the sector, please respond.
What is this video?
I feel it in my bones. It's actually quite hard to describe to you how ridiculously impressive this
Imagine watching skibbity toilet videos on this system. Like this is an insult.
setup was. Like, my legs were actually shaking when the bass notes hit.
Okay, so tier 3. Ooh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Now, as you can probably tell, I was trying to keep my cool, because, you know, you never want to get too excited around people trying to sell you stuff, but my God. I mean, this might just be the prettiest room I've ever seen, full stop. But then the guy introduced me to what this room is really about.
It's actually more to do with the Trinov. It's an in-house developed system to give you the ultimate bass experience in any room. What it gives you is the seat-to-seat consistency of bass.
I spent about 30 full minutes trying to get to the bottom of what this Trinov actually is. And long story short, this cinema system, which by the way is priced at 300.
300,000. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Like that's a house. 2 houses inside your house.
£1,000 has 4 powerful subwoofers at the front. Those subwoofers fire out a wave of bass anytime there's a low note in what you're watching or playing, and then
I really hope this streaming is hi-fi. Maybe you use DVDs or Blu-rays.
The cinema is lined with 4 more of the exact same subwoofers. And this is where it gets interesting, because these are called the absorbing array, which basically sends out the same signal that the front is sending out, but just inverted in order to cancel that sound out, and then slightly delayed by the amount of time that it takes the front sound to reach the back of the room. And so Trinov is basically the processor that allows super advanced stuff like that to be calculated. But why? Well, essentially to make sure that bass doesn't reverberate. It booms, you feel it in your soul, and then it cuts to dead silence again to give you the maximum possible audio dynamic range. The ability for one moment to be explosive and the next to be a whisper. So we had a listen to this absolutely bonkers tier 3 setup. And yeah, I had never experienced anything like that before. The sound was just bonkers. Like, it felt like a sphere around my head, and the music was swimming in my brain. But no, obviously we didn't just see that and then buy that. I mean, we've spent a lot of time in showrooms since then.
We've seen screens that can actually extend to match the aspect ratio of your movie or game. We've seen audio
That's smart.
processing boxes taller than I am that
Looks
actually
like something they have at church.
have eyes for some reason.
And we've seen seating, my friends. Seating so comfortable that, oh my God, I swear at some points I was physically unable to pay any attention to what the sales guy was telling me. And so,
It must be nice to sell stuff like this. The commissions must be insane. Like if you're selling almost £500,000.
Is what I'm thinking right now. We found a company called Meridian Audio who's going to do our speakers. Out of everything we tried, they were the pinnacle. We're going to end up going for, I can't quite believe I'm saying this, but 21 speakers and 12 subwoofers. And then to finish the whole thing off, we managed to find not just an acoustically transparent screen, but also an acoustically transparent fabric that's going to cover every single wall, so you don't see a single speaker. And projector-wise, I initially came into this thinking I was going to get...
Well, they didn't have that kind of fabric in the room I was in, so maybe it was just speakers in the back, and everything was dark, so I couldn't see.
A Sony or a JVC, you know,
It's
the
on the
consumer-facing brands. But through our travels to these various showrooms, we found this company called Barco, and they usually deal directly with businesses, so I'd never heard of them. But the brightness of those projectors versus the JVCs, it's actually a big difference. Maybe because they're designed for bigger commercial cinemas. And the seating, we decided it has to be the
Sell tickets to his house, and people would pay.
masterminds that made this thing right here. And turns out that is a company called Movia, who seem to have a whole load of different base designs and materials, but then they're also completely modular. So you can actually configure the exact arrangement of those designs. So this guy's gonna call in about a minute. The price really adds up when you start adding arrays of speakers.
Hi Aaron, how are you doing?
So we've had a look through the quote. We're happy to go ahead with it.
That's brilliant, that's great news. Even small private cinemas that are run by film clubs and stuff like that, very few of them get to this sort of level. It's going to be probably one of the very best private cinemas in this country.
All right.
We're going to be playing Smash
Wow,
on it.
the best cinema in all of England.
We're going to be plugging a Nintendo Switch into it. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I thought from the point of placing that order, this would be a 1-month job. Yet again, foolish ambition. It actually took 4 months, for a few reasons. We had to tear down every single existing panel on the walls. We had to fit 4 ceiling speakers, 12 subwoofers, and 17 wall speakers, which, to be honest, the only crazier thing than hearing that number is seeing it. Remember, every one of these speakers contains multiple speaker cones. Then we had to refit new panels on top in a very carefully controlled combination of super high quality noise isolation pads with the very
I wonder how managed security at his house, because it's also a studio, so his team also comes in there. I wonder if they have doors that mark off, private areas, because and also, people come through all the time, for reviews, samples, interviews. You can't have random people just walking through,
very best sound diffusion panels we could find, all painted black and then finished with our acoustically transparent black fabric going around the whole room. And then finally, because the team who was building it had to do a lot of testing, constantly tweaking the arrangement of things using this multi-array microphone to check the results at each stage, until it was just perfect.
And that is now. Inside this room is one of the greatest cinema room and gaming rooms ever created. I haven't even tested it yet. We're about to do it together on camera.
Let's go.
And I am about to pee myself with excitement. Welcome.
The room is actually kind of small compared to all the work that was put into it, but I guess it's cozy.
So I'm going to take you around the room like this, and it's just going to keep building. Starting with the console cabinet. Weirdly, this is one of my proudest achievements ever. We started out with a plain cutout in the wall, and we quickly realized 2 issues. One, that all the consoles are different heights, so you had just a ton of wasted space. But the bigger issue was cables. We had like 30 different cables trailing all over the place. Because I am obsessive to an annoying level, I didn't just want the consoles to be powered on. I wanted to create a space where every single controller of every console is also always plugged in, always fully charged. And so, with a bunch of carefully placed plinths, false walls, and shelves, we have actually pulled that off. You basically can't see a cable.
I see a cable right there. Cable.
So, what hardware did we go for? Well, from left to right, you can see we've got 4 PlayStation 5 Slims. There's actually
4 PS5s. And the reason he gives is ridiculous. Not for him, but for Sony.
Very good reason for that, which I'm getting to. But what I want to show you now is one of the key problems that we were trying to avoid, which is what console does this controller connect to? Then I remembered that Sony themselves actually sell alternate colored plates, and then realized that they also sell controllers that matched to the color of those plates. So yeah, one thing led to another, and now we have 4 color-matched PS5s, which is just surreal. There's the PlayStation color-matched PS5s,
he's in all those
which
memes.
is just
WWF? It's an E on F. Maybe some boxing guy.
surreal. There's the PlayStation Portal here, which again does actually charge here. It's like secretly connected.
The PlayStation Portal. They should bring back, like I was saying about Microsoft Flight Simulator, how it's only on the internet. PlayStation Portal is literally a portal to your PlayStation, instead of like the PSP that he talked about, which was actually had interesting games apparently.
Magnetically to a very stealthy cable behind it. This is a console that's had a little bit of a character arc for me. When it first released, I thought, wow, that's a very overpriced empty piece of hardware. But as soon as you have really good, stable internet, and also you have a specific use case for it in mind, it can be an absolute game changer, like it is in this set. This thing plays a pivotal role in what we're trying to do
Honestly,
here.
they should have just released an app for tablet and called it a day.
Then this is a 1 terabyte Xbox Series X. This is basically just for Halo. I've been
You bought
obsessed.
an entire console just for one game. I don't know why 20 terabyte though. How much space is Halo? Oh. Only 134 gigabytes. You could have got a 512.
Obsessed with Halo ever since I was like 10 years old.
What even is Halo? Well, what's the point of Halo? I know Cortana's from there. Too bad they took, the assistant away. What is Halo about? It's a military science fiction video game series and media franchise. I guess they have a TV show. Originally developed and created by Bungie and currently managed and developed by Halo Studios, part of Microsoft Xbox Game Studios. Interesting. What do you do? Sci-fi military? Interesting.
Since Halo already has 4-player split screen on one console, it'd be absolutely silly to get 4 Xboxes. Also, I absolutely love these Razer chargers we've got for all the Xbox and PlayStation remotes. We went through a lot of different ones with RGB lighting, ones that tried to match the designs of the consoles. Nothing beats the look, the feel, and the quality of these. And then, of course, we have the Nintendo Switch corner. And as silly as it does feel to have this little tablet that's like a third of the power of a modern-day phone.
Which is sad, because you know what people are using modern-day phones for? Like we said, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit. Yes, I can defend and attack social media in the same podcast on the same day, and no, I'm not a hypocrite. Like, please, for the love of all that's good, have better games on Android. They suck. And also, for the love of all that's good, have better, more powerful apps on Android. Again, top 50 of them, 99% of them, all basically websites that were wrapped in something, and people, oh my gosh, I developed an app. Guys, look, the Panera Bread app it's really important. That's why I need a smartphone. If it wasn't for the Panera Bread app, I'd be using flip phone.
Nintendo makes great games. And the fact that on just one of these things, you can have 8 people playing multiplayer games at 60 frames per second will forever be an embarrassment to everything on that side.
Exactly. Do you know why he has 4 PlayStations? Because instead of being able to play split screen and stuff like that, he needs 4 PlayStations for people to play against each other. But this is even more embarrassing. In order for them to play against each other, they can't play and sync up. Like he had some kind of console, I think it was a handheld console from like 1999. We could have multiplayer. You have one console here, one console here. You point it at each other, infrared, boop, 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 and you can play against each other. No, heaven forbid we have like some type of LAN system. No, you have to have your game uploaded to some stream server, whatever. This is not the game, but this PlayStation thing. Uploaded to the PlayStation servers, come back down and downlink back to your house so you can play to the PlayStation Slim that is literally 2 inches across from you. And you have to pay, I don't know, $60 a month, $50 a month. I don't know how much PSP memberships cost, but you have to pay for your membership. I don't know if you pay for it twice or 3-4 times or whatever, but you have to pay for at least one membership to play against someone on the PlayStation that could literally give a hug. The PlayStations could give each other hugs if they wanted to. And that is something that deserves paper whipping and people running around and crying about it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh, not now. I realize last. I'm inside too. Like last week I had the podcast outside, so that's why the thing barely worked, but okay, there we go.
At 60 frames per second will forever be an embarrassment to everything on that side. You gotta love the optimization. And then in here, this has always been a dream of mine to do. So for a long time, we've used these knockoff Nintendo Switch Pro controllers. They're very customizable, they're fun to look at, but they're a little cheap and you can kind of tell. And somehow 3 of the 4 of those controllers I use have managed to develop some form of joystick drift. Not this time. I wanted
Don't say all drift. The visual ones have drift.
do everything in this house to the highest possible standard. We wanted to have the best controllers with also the best customization. So every single one of these Switch controllers is an official Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but custom painted by Colorware. And I cannot believe how good it is.
Custom painted? It looks like they just put blue and black on it. Yeah, I could have done that. Just put some tape over the buttons.
It's turned out. Oh yeah, and the final thing in this console cabinet seems really boring, but is actually so cool. This is an HDMI matrix. So this connects every single output device, like a PlayStation, an Xbox, a Nintendo Switch, with every single input device in this room. Because yes, there are multiple screens here. So every single device in this entire room is allocated one of these numbers, and then you just tap these buttons to decide which screen those devices can display their image on. Now, up here, we've got two side cabinets. So these were not here when we first got the house. We got them made because there's a few extra things that we wanted to add to this room.
If you can afford
Starting with the tech
at least
shop.
100.
Now, to most people, this is probably going to look like a dumpster fire, but I'm hoping, given that you're watching this video, you will see this for the art piece that it is. So these two are making sure that every device has the fastest internet and the fastest data transfer. Like everything where possible is wired, not wireless. Then you got a layer of plugs. And this isn't fun, but I think it's really important when you're building a room like this, where you might be powering something that's sitting on the other side of it, that you just label them so you know what's what. Now, underneath that is something called the Blue Sound node. And the only reason that we have that is just so that we can use our phones to play music through this ridiculous Meridian sound system, which on one hand, yes, seems like a really strange
Yeah, that is kind of strange. But anyway,
thing to have to do in 2024 and the era of Sonos speakers which have that capability built inside of them already. But basically, you'll find when you get to really high-end sound systems,
yeah, especially as you go pro anywhere else, like, you know, pro dishwashers, pro stuff like washing machines, they're not really going to have any of that smart functionality built in. So it's kind of like dumb. And then you go to like smart stuff, which is what for like prosumers and stuff like that. You can see in Home Depot, Lowe's. And then you get like, this is like some official store. You know, nothing's going to be internet connected, nothing's going to be smart.
Is separate, partly because they work in slightly old-fashioned ways, but mostly because splitting up the functionality of each device allows you to get devices that do each function at their absolute maximum. So there's no bottlenecks. And then below that, we've got the Lumagen. And the reason we have this box in very simple terms is it makes things look better. We've got so many different devices in this room, all connected to the same displays, you know, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation. There's an Apple TV box behind here as well. The Lumagen takes in all of these inputs and just makes sure that when they come out of it, they are corrected in every way possible. And then we've got this absolute unit of a
I like
box.
to see what it looks like with and without the Lumagen, see if it's worth it.
The Trinov audio. Like you've seen, this thing is like a supercomputer designed with the sole purpose of audio processing. And there is something really cool that we've managed to pull off in this room.
I wonder how they coded it.
The power of this box.
Like what programming
We're getting
language
there.
it is.
And then this is a freezer. It freezes things.
Wow.
Anyway, I am so happy with how this thing came together. So this is a PC. It's designed by PC Specialist, specifically for virtual reality. They have this very fun...
Well, let's look at the specs. It's got an i9, okay, Windows Home. It has some specific Wi-Fi card, 32 gigabytes of RAM only. I mean, okay. Oh, wait. Oh. I think that's 16 gigabytes of VRAM, too. Only 512 gigabytes of storage? Wait, no. Dude, I think you could probably do better with those specs. Like, specifically designed for virtual reality.
Very dangerous configurator when you're picking what you want. But eventually, we decided on this absolutely bonkers specification. So RTX 4090 graphics card, 24-core Intel Core i9 up to 6 gigahertz, 8 terabytes of M2 solid-state storage,
Okay.
64
So
gigabytes.
he customized. I was gonna say, like, those specs are a bit basic for VR.
Of RAM, and the entire thing is also water-cooled just to keep it as quiet as possible. And when the thing arrived, that was all the stuff we expected. What we didn't expect is just how handsome the thing is. We originally allocated the top half of that shelving cabinet just to store the thing. We took it out of the box, saw how the black perfectly matched the background, the wood paneling here
It kind of looks like a air filter or something of that nature.
perfectly matched the sofas. So we just decided it has to be here. This just makes sense. This is actually the first time I get to try it. Headset, controllers. Oh, by the way, this is actually a really cool time to show you the Control 4 Halo Touch. So, technically, all of these are remotes for something in this cinema room. This is the only one we actually need.
It's a universal remote. one remote on the theater, individual.
Single one of these normal remotes.
Hey,
is
we
designed
can
to
have a remote. It's not that. It's okay, I guess. Apple remotes suck.
Of one purpose, whereas this remote is connecting to the hardware in the house on a deeper layer, and so I can do basically anything on this. Like, for example,
Really, basically anything on a deeper layer. Could you code a PS5 with that?
if I click lighting here and then I go into scenes, we have 5 different lighting modes, each creating a different mood in this room. But the reason I'm showing you this now is if I click this watch button here, this is every single input device in this entire cinema room.
What is that, 30 hertz? Is it running Android? Has a
PlayStation 5s, the Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and the VR PC. So all I have to do is to tap on
it's kind of like how applesauce program from Avengers Odyssey controls everything in which end.
PC button.
He has applesauce in his hand, people.
PC goes through the HDMI matrix and starts displaying on this main screen. This is absolutely insane. So
that's the VR.
I'm streaming
like,
right now.
64 gigabytes of RAM, and you have that
from the PC, which means you're able to play VR games at a level of graphical fidelity you would not be able to with the headset alone. Oh, and there's like no latency at all. And for the head,
I mean, it's a nice game, but I'm pretty sure you can do the same thing with a Snapchat augmented reality filter. Like, they have Snapchat AR games. I mean, the quality didn't look that good. Like, wow, guy, he really rendered that block. That block was rendered.
Headset, it might seem like a little bit of a strange decision why we went for the Meta Quest 3, because you know I was saying we wanted the best of the best for everything in this cinema room, and you can get a lot more fancy and a lot more expensive VR headsets than this. There is a whole world of ultra specialized, extremely cutting edge headsets, but this is the one that I keep coming back to, because if all you want to do is game, then they are all worse than the actually quite simple Meta Quest 3, mostly because of how much more reliable the software is on this thing. I've only got the sofas, and the reason that I fell in love with this is, as far as the comfort's concerned, you cannot tell this is not a normal sofa, but it's actually kind of high tech. So I mentioned before that one of the main perks of this is that it's modular, meaning that each one of these segments is its own piece that you can kind of chop and change to put together like pieces of Lego, which means we've managed to get a sofa that perfectly fits the space we wanted, leaving just enough gap on either side. It means we've been able to specifically select the feature set that we want in the armrest. So I just think this is so cool. If you pull this back, you've got a drinks holder with an RGB configurable light on the inside and a Qi charger for your phone. People are always asking for chargers when they come to your house, so it's tough to describe.
What if they don't have a Qi charging phone?
How much joy it brings me that now I can just say to them, stick your phone in the armrest. But this is the cherry on top. It also means that every single one of these seats has its own 3-part movable skeleton underneath. So you reach your hand into this crevice, you can adjust the footrest, you can adjust the headrest, and you can also, with a different button, adjust the depth of the thing. And it comes out so far, it is almost bed-like, which is just insane considering how compact it is. I'm not exaggerating when I say this thing is hideously expensive for seating, but at the same time,
How much?
It is the best movie sofa I've ever experienced. We did end up going for the barcode projector, which has a 5K resolution, and you can kind of tell that it's commercial grade by the fact that it has an actual display on the
That's nice.
side.
I wonder if you can get it without a display, because, you know, display's bad or LED bad or whatever.
Sofa with a beanbag, and it changed the entire vibe. It created such a feeling of calm, which I loved. So the reason...
All right, so that's great. That's his theater home setup room. So congratulations to him. Now let's get to that movie I was talking about. Blonde Girls. Oh, Legally Blondes with an S, apparently, because I think there's one, no S. PG, and they have this stupid flipping wave, which apparently is how they're able to weaponize his and subvert the expectations and things of that nature. And they get to a school, and these people are apparently the smartest and dumbest people simultaneously at the same time. They're apparently twins. They get to a school, a new private prep school in Los Angeles, United States of America, 2008. So they have this phone that can kind of project holograms, not them, but someone else does. And it's a key aspect of the phone, because there's this mean girl who manipulates them into thinking that she's their friend after not being their friend on the first day, embarrasses them on the on the thing on some ship by they dress up like they're going to a pool party, but it's actually some type of formal event thing. and she tricked him, even though I don't know why they fell for that. Like why they fell for that. Also, they got invited to stuff really fast, like really, really fast, unrealistically fast. And yes, you that kid that we'll talk about later in the SSA LTW book series, then yes, she got invited to stuff really fast, really, really fast. SSA was like, whoa, what's going on here? Anyway, back to the thing. But they know that she's out to get them. They know that she's trying to find things wrong with them. So what do? They do something smart. They look at the rule book, which is like the size of 3 Bibles, and they go through it, and they find ways around. They dress around the codes, and they are able to win a legal battle like that. But the next day they go in and they steal the answer key, not the answer key, the notes to a test, not the answer key, but the meme girl frames them for stealing an answer key. And if it wasn't for this idiot kid who basically got bought off by using one of those phones that the kids gave her, then they would have gotten expelled and kicked out, and she would have won. So I don't know what they were up to, but they just flipped and waved their way through the United States of America. And I tell you, if some girl flipped and waved at me, I tell her, hi, like what is this? What is this? Okay, so the department. I've never even heard of the flip and wave. The flip and wave, apparently flipping and waving here makes people makes people stupid, I guess. Like, what? No, that's not how it works. So as we learned today, the flip and wave is stupid. The whipping paper and singing in Congress or Parliament is stupid. Unless you're in a Disney movie, which you're not. Life is not a Disney movie. But we learned another thing here. It's apparently, according to the flipping wave, according to Literary Ashley, the expert on all things teenage girl thing, right? Apparently, this comes from the same grain of people, like, Redeem Zuma, who's over here running around trying to say that non-denominational churches are sinning because he doesn't like them. They don't look well. He certainly is an expert on churches. The expert. He is the person who is an expert on churches. Non-denominational. And Baptist. Nope, not good. Your church has to have a denomination. All those house churches that happened, those obviously had denominations, didn't they? But, screw logic. He is Redeem Zuma. And he is right because he is Redeem Zuma. And also, I didn't also out-debate him. But then he compared himself to Joe Biden like he was a terrible debate or something like that. Which, okay. Fine, concede defeat. Anyway. Literally Ashley posted this baity tweet because she knows it's baity. I mean, look how baity it is. 381. Baity. She says, gorgeous girls. And I'm quoting here. So people who want to take this out of context, don't. Go to my school. End quote. Now, of course, I don't know what school she goes to. Nor can I prove this. Of course, as a policy, we don't actually prove it. So I guess we could use our app and do some face linking and matching and stuff like that. Which is, I guess, what we have to do now, because she says that if it's any comfort to this person who's like, do you have the numbers? Because obviously some internet girl is going to hand out random numbers. She says, well, my friends, not, do you have the gorgeous girls? Go to my school. Really? Do you have any of the numbers? Not for me. I'm a true so. I'm just asking, for a friend. No, sorry. Well, my friends, not me, will be disappointed. If it's any comfort, they're all non-denominational. Apparently, because non-denominational was bad. Also, I was like, hey, maybe we should investigate this link. There might be a link here. I don't know. There could be a link. But I guess Ashley's interested in investigating the link. And this person says, oh, well, my friend says I can fix them. And I asked if it wasn't meant to be. Oh, yeah, fix them. Fix them if they're non-denominationalism. Because obviously non-denominationalism is bad. No one's trying to investigate the link here, except for the Department of Race and SSA, so it doesn't get weaponized like the flipping wave, which has come onto our radar. So we will be training our people not to fall for the flipping way. But I guess no one wants to study this link. But I guess over here dunking on people not denominational because that's bad, and it's something that needs to be fixed. Which think about the entire list. Think about that video of Michael Knowles, and these people that are mad that people had birthdays. These people are mad that she got strung along for 10 years. These people are mad that he used an elevator. These people are mad that he followed a ball around, like chased the tennis ball. Like, imagine him chasing the tennis ball. Well, these people are mad that he's nice. That y'all, these people on the internet, that is the number one fix before you come over here and attack non-denominational. That is the absolute least of your worries. The non-denominational kids are the least of your worries before. Before stuff. It's ridiculous. All right. Anything else you want to talk about in tech? I will clip this and yell at all the people who need to get yelled at today. Today was a good yelly day. Get it out the system. Yell at all the people who deserve it. Oh, one more thing. I guess we have to talk about this, and I'll talk about it now because today was me just going on random rants against people. So we have to talk about this video. Apparently, it's a video I haven't seen before. Actually, I saw it, but I haven't seen it like when it came out. And that's sad because as a national anthem expert, I am the national anthem expert, failed national anthem expert too. I'm the expert, like those women who were singing, "Oh, say, can't you?" 19 seconds before the after the music started. That was crazy. Yeah, that's probably why they lost, like all of them. No one wanted to see that, and there was also the Fergie and all these people. If it counts as the worst national anthem because it's so bad, I don't think it counts as a national anthem. You guys, all right, here we go. I like this set better anyway. His new set is, he called it gay, so he used it himself, and also to all the people who on X. Yeah, calm down. All right. Let me. There we go.
Country. We just had the 4th of July. Some people don't like the country very much.
That music is better than the new intro music of him like dancing on a table. Like no one wants to see you dancing on a table.
People like the singer Jill Scott.
Oh, here we go. Like honestly, I don't know what I would do in this in this situation because like Vice National Anthem, pledge, salute the flag. This is what he says here. This might be the worst. Doesn't even count. Like, would I rise for? Listen. Man, she really thinks he's doing something too. Wow, so profound. Never heard of her, but she's so profound. Oh my god! Look at that grimace. She's like, oh, should I do this? Should I just sing normally? Oh, I can't do it. By the blood. Like, bro, imagine you're standing there like, wait, what? What is he saying? And she's saying it. What? The street. Like this place. Oh gosh, she is wailing too. Wailing. When was this? Was that some? I don't know what an Essence Festival is, but whatever. Doesn't smile. Like, what would you guys do? Would you sit or stand? I always stand for the national anthem, but this doesn't even count as a national anthem. That's like standing up for. That's the same as blue and white. This can be used to fight. The parody video thing there, but there's no singing in that song. So if I just played it, you guys would stand. But if there was singing in that video, then it wouldn't really make sense. It'd be like that meme of like someone saying, "Oh, freeze rise for national anthem," and it's some rap song that comes on. Like, this isn't even. These aren't even the lyrics at all. They're much more important. The lyrics or the music. I guess if it's just music alone, then the music more important. If it's lyrics and music, if you're just doing a cover of the national anthem, because people do the national anthem like a rock or rap or something, but the lyrics, they are of course more important because actually getting the lyrics correct. But if you're just up here yapping, whatever this is, come on, look at this person. Just look at her. Look. She looks like she's dying. Ugh. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I wanna hear your great words of wisdom. Actually, not that much. Maybe this is a sign. This is a sign that we shouldn't listen to this.
Can you
I'm not listening to it.
by the blood in the street?
What blood, woman? What blood?
That this place doesn't smile.
Also, you are not in church. You are not. You. Well, technically. Actually, we'll go with Deem Zoom on you next.
On you, colored child.
Woman, you better be. Yeah, if some white woman tried that, some white woman pulled that. Yeah, she's canceled. Both from both sides. The people who are mad at her, desecrating the national anthem, she's canceled. And the people who are, on her side, she's also canceled. Ah, dang it. Man, we have to look at this woman. I'd probably just sit down and be like, this isn't the national anthem. This is some lady singing badly to a beat that vaguely resembles the national anthem. Like, you can't just add words to the national anthem.
Whose blood?
Okay, I think we get the point. It's bloody. The blood built this land, and the white people are evil, and the black people did all the good stuff.
She's singing so low that her eyes are at the microphone. And I see people over there gripping at the microphone all the time. Pretend this is the microphone. And I'm like, I'm so scared. Yeah, I see this all the time. But I mean, see theatrics. Imagine how much work she had to come up to create some fake song. You know how long it made me to create the exercise people might with me to write song? Like 30 minutes while mowing the lawn. That took some work. That took some time. But these people, so annoying. So annoying. And like I was saying about church, like I said, Redeem Zoomer, this is the perfect example of Redeem Zoomer. So imagine me in there with all the non-denominational kids, I guess, kind of like the TikTok influencer, wearing the like short shorts and the long, like those long hoodie thingies. Of course, you get whooped on by Team Zoomer and Form Zoomer and really asking, it's terrible, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Of course, I defend him, and of course the boys over there playing Fortnite or something. I'm just imagining. I've been to like these sort of twitches before. It was pretty fun. A lot more fun than listening to wailing or seeing that stupid sign up, but yeah, up here, yeah, I see the question. So guys, what is a church? And apparently, because they don't know anything. But I still defend them against the influences of the internet. Against the influences of the internet. Yes. They'd be like, oh, the church is it's a building. The church is and they'll try something like they'll try to pretend to be profound. And this is the church is it's God's presence among us with the people praising God and hallelujah. Woo. And people will be looking like, oh wow, clap. Yeah, the church is the building where we come to worship God. The church is God. The church is, and they come up with all these stupid answers. Right? I'd be like, oh, well, the church is gathering people, to worship God, which is the correct answer. And then Redeem Zoomer would be like, no. The church is actually a building. It cannot be a Pizza Hut. No. The church is a building, and it says that in Well, it says that somewhere. And those who disagree with me are non-denominational and wrong. So, quiet, you evil scum. Just kidding. He's not like that. Ish. Also, Photostia tried to bait me. Bait me like, hey, well, could you for $1 million, could you give a list of rules for what most Christians would consider modest and immodest? Yes, I could. I can emulate. Look, I can give you a list of rules for what from that clip of that woman, Jill. A lot of people named Jill that have S names. Jill Scott, Jill Stein. There you go, Jill Scott. Jill Scott. I bet I can give you a list of her views just from listening to her wail incoherently. But don't bait me. I will always win. And I will always take you down. Because, look, like I say, well, I only argue like really, really hard when you push me into corners. But like I was talking about, last week, November 9th, 2022, right? People, ask me how voicing and DEI and all this kind of stuff, and who did your parents vote for in the governor race, and what do you think about Greg Abbott, what do you think about Not the Bean, what do you think about Tucker Carlson, what do you think about Ben Shapiro, what do you think about... Look, I'm not dumb. I'm not going to run an entire campaign about things of that nature. That's stupid. But when you push me in the corners and you back me into situations like this, yes, I will defend. I will not cede ground. Ground will never be ceded. And I will not be defeated. So fine, insult me all you want. You guys can do that. But let me tell you one thing that will not happen. Is that ground will never be ceded. Never surrender. Never give up. And always fight for the future. One more thing that I have to tell you. Actually, two more things. People. This is just Retribution Day. That's what the name of this episode. Retribution. Retribution against my enemies. First of all, Matt Walsh. Over here wailing that people aren't having kids. Oh, speaking of the 4B movement, fully endorse it. Oh, wow. A bunch of people, I'm not going to say they're ugly, but people on the internet saying they're ugly. So a bunch of people that are allegedly ugly running around here. Oh, wow. I'm not going to have premarital sex anymore. That will really, that will stop something. No, it won't. No. Oh, yes, I applaud you. In fact, do that forever. Like, what, do you think I care? No. I'm going to keep my streak going. 17 years. 18 years. Let's go. Now you keep your streak going. Start a streak. Actually, start a streak. Anyway, Matt Walsh is mad that people aren't having babies, right? First of all, he's saying humanity is going to go extinct if we don't have babies. That's not true. Folks never listen to Left Behind, A Day in His Life. And yes, Left Behind is accurate, people of the internet. Humanity will still exist because you know how we know that? How is there going to be a rapture if there's no one existing? And then how is there going to be people left behind if there's no one existing? So yes, we'll still exist. We'll be fine. Not wanting kids is not selfish. How can you be selfish against someone who doesn't exist? If you want to give kids a better life, that's okay. Like he said, the excuse like people had bad economies. Well, actually, thousands of years ago, people gave birth to children in huts and didn't have running water. That doesn't mean it was ideal. Well, what you want to? No. Okay. As Christians, we're not obligated by God to have children. Of course, we go to God questions. And if we're not obligated by God, the creator of heaven and earth, why do I have an obligation to my ancestors? God does not obligate me, Matt Walsh. And I certainly do not have an obligation to you. So let this be a lesson to you. Do not go around trying to smear people like this. Because I will fight back and I will smack back. And I can emulate any mode. Look, you're nice, whatever. Ooh, we can have a nice little similar argument. You go here and you come attack. I can go back and emulate into an attack. And I can emulate any position on planet Earth except for one. Emulate any. But one more thing. Like I was saying, X is hilarious. The theme Zoom went thermonuclear on Forming in Jesus for Form Zoom because Forming in Jesus, Lizzie, because she wouldn't say something in the exact syntax that he liked. You know, it's a minor syntax disagreement. They all agree with each other. Of course, Form Zoom and Ashley's board arguing about minor aspects of Christianity, even though we're like more Christian than 90% of people. You know, the battle that pops up. You think I'm actually out here, you know, running a campaign? Like I said, you think I was actually trying to run a campaign off of social, political issues? No, I got drugged into that, and that's why, you know, we strike back. Well, you think I'm actually out here running a campaign outside, like in the real world, which is exceedingly boring. Also, apparently, the internet is a lot more interesting for these people too, like that Snapchat person that kind of like dances around. Must be interesting. Apparently, I'll never become like them, but still must be interesting. Nor I ever meet them, because I never see any of these stars in real life. Anyway, yeah, we argue about communion baptism and fabric. Like, what? You think about here, you know, running protests and, you know, ad campaigns? Yeah, crop top. No, I am not. But you force me in the corners, I will fight out of that corner. I will not go through the wall. And speaking of the wall, we're going through here. Here's a full discussion. Unfortunately, the person deleted the dang, he did his own dang account. Oof. Dang. All right, anyway. Let me find my thing. I don't use CK. I always get downvoted. Yeah, like I said, there's no point in dating a teen and it's got a class further than most. You have to see the original post. There's some kid likes you, I don't like it. Well, don't date it. But and of course, this person says there's no point in dating. How at the point of enjoying oneself? There's literally millions of teens who are currently millions and millions. He says. I don't know where he got that statistic, but still. Wait, did he delete all his responses? Wait. Wait a second. Oh, yes, here we go. Yeah, this is the most important response to all things. People go into dating with expectations, with the expectations of love for the rest of their life. But some people who defend it, people who defend trans dating, are saying it's to learn how to interact with something and learn to break up. If you went into a relationship with the one intent to learn how to break up, that's silly. And then they go in thinking it's doomed from the start. You can have friends to limitations, but only dating teaches breakups. Great, guys, guess what? Got YouTube. You go into, it's kind of like football. The point of football is to win, but you can learn lots of other things like that, how to lose gracefully. Good exercise in college football. You know, you can lose, but if you don't lose too badly, your rank won't fall, especially if it gets another team. There was zero benefit, in my opinion, to